Old school YouTube video alert. I've sat down, we are talking favourites. This is like giving me a throwback to my first ever YouTube video. But sometimes I just fancy sitting down and like having a yap, and I was putting together a list of, I wanted to do like the 10 things I can't live without kind of roundup videos. I love doing those. You like watching them and they're really fun to put together. And then I realised that essentially what I want to share with you today are like summer favourites, just things that feel quite summery, that we've been using on holiday, we've been using on like lovely warm weather days. So this is kind of like 10 things I can't live without during the summer, question mark. Slash, I think I've put 11 in. I think I've gone a bit crazy, but that's cool. So let's chat. How are we all? I hope you're all well. I am checking in because we are back from holiday. We went to Santorini just for 4 nights with Mark and Ralph, and it was actually really fun. Like, we've never done a hot weather kind of beachy holiday with Ralph before. Like, he's always been into the idea of swimming and into the idea of getting into the pool, but this is like the first time he like dives in the bath. Like, even when we have bath time now, it's like this whole underwater diving routine. Like, he loves going swimming. Like, so like actually this is kind of peak time to do one of those trips, because he's just going to be happy going in the pool, coming out, having a little bit of snack, refueling, and going back in the pool, which like previously didn't really feel like something that he would be that up for. So it was really, really fun. We ate great food, we were very well looked after, and it was like very spontaneous. We literally booked it like a week or 2 before, and it was just really fun. It was great. We had a really good time. It's fun to add another string to our holiday bow, because before we'd only really done like city breaks and that kind of thing, and this definitely felt a bit more relaxing, like as relaxing as it can be a way to go away with a kid, especially when it was just me and Mark. Like, we didn't take my parents or anything with me, but it was like as relaxing as it could be. We had a lot of early nights and it was great. Like, Greece is a really good place to go with a kid because the time difference means that well, technically they get up a bit later, even though it's still like 5 a.m. in the UK. That's 7 a.m. in Greece. And it means they kind of go to bed a bit later as well. So you can kind of like have dinner, all that kind of stuff. The time difference really, really worked. So that was really fun. It did mean we used a lot of sun cream. This is a segue into SPF, because I've got 3 here to share with you. I basically took a big old Space NK case of just sun cream. Mark was like, "Are you all right?" There was so many bottles. I took maybe like 9 different types of sun cream. I took lotions, I took sprays, I took lip balms. I took like a Vichy oil that we ended up completely using. We all really liked that one, actually. I'll link it, like I'll put a picture of it on the screen here. That one was great. Mark especially was like, this is my favorite one. And I think we all agree that like those oils, those lotions, that's what you kind of use like first thing in the day. And then maybe throughout the day you want to like top up, maybe you don't want to lotion it, you want to use a spray. I am obsessed with all 3 of these. The Cooler Clear Sunscreen Spray SPF 50. I've been using this for years. Like, I remember taking this. I personally like the Pina Colada scent, and I used up the Pina Colada, hence why I'm showing you the fragrance-free one. I bought this one for like Ralph, and I bought like a Ombre Solaire, like kids one for Ralph as well. But I used up the Pina Colada one completely. And I took that to Malta with my friends, like, I don't know, 7 years ago or something, and they all are obsessed with it. Even now to this day, they will try and use my discount. If I've ever got a discount for it, they'll be like, "Hey Anna, can we come and get some of that Pina Colada on a discount?" Because it is so good. That's my favourite one. The unscented one is fine, but Pina Colada one is my favourite. Just very like, throw it on, doesn't like feel like you've got anything on your body, and obviously the Pina Colada smells incredible. Ultra Sun is like much more sensible. Do you know what I mean? This feels like the sensible option. This is their transparent face and scalp UV protection mist for sensitive skin, non-comedogenic. Just great. Like, honestly, no complaints. Love that you can put this on and it never like stung your eyes. You know, sometimes obviously it's horrible with kids as well when they get it in their eyes. Like, you never felt like this got in your eyes or made you go like when you used it. It was just really good, and water resistant, fragrance free, just like no complaints. So good for just going like that by the pool. I do like the Sculpted by Amy the SPF 50 mist as well, and I use that completely up, but this is also brilliant. Like, you just couldn't feel it on your skin. If anything, it was more like mattifying, which is quite nice when obviously you're like hot and greasy and hot and bothered. And then I also like the ultraviolet SPF pre-screen SPF reapplication mist. So this is what we were using for. It does what it says on the tin, like you're reapplying your sun cream. It's not necessarily what I would use first thing in the day. This one felt like it had a slightly thicker mist than the Ultra Sun. But I like it. Like, it didn't feel oily or like heavy on the skin. All three of these I would totally recommend for topping up during the day and came in super, super handy. Another holiday favorite, I had to tan before I went, obviously. Like, I don't really tan anyway as a person and don't really like sitting out in the sun. I get so hot and so sweaty. Like, I'm just not, you know, like some people are just like, they're just there, just like loving it, like getting that vitamin D. I'm just there and I feel a bit like bored and I want to read my book, and I don't know, it's not really for me, just getting like hot and bothered. I like being in the pool or being in an air-conditioned space, to be honest with you. But I knew I wanted to look tanned, so I've got onto this. I know this is so old school, you're like, Anna, we've been using this for years. I have been so on the Tan Luxe, the Gradual, for like the longest time, and it is still great and I'm still using it. It is still good for those like between moments when you just want quick and you want something, you want just a little, like a little kiss, a sun kiss, literally. But if you want to like go there, you've got a holiday, like it was the day before we were going on holiday, I hadn't tanned in ages, and I was like, I just need, I need tan right now. This is the one. My advice would be, if you can apply it with your hands and you just want to go there, it's great, really, really great. Obviously just give your hands like the biggest scrub of their life afterwards. If not, a mitt is still very good. I personally find overnight is perfection. I'll put it on before bed. Like, does it get on your, yeah, it does. It kind of gets on your sheets, it kind of gets on your clothes. It just does. It's a proper tan, this one. It's not a Gradual one, but it washes out, it's all good. And come the next morning, you are deliciously sun-kissed. I love it, and I feel like it like lasts really well. When was the last time I put tan on? A whole week ago? Yeah, basically like a week ago. I don't know, I feel like it lasts really well and it doesn't do that like weird flaky thing. I oil every day and I dry brush as well, which I definitely think helps. But yeah, it wears really, really well. More bronzy goodness. Can you see why I put this list together and then was like, this is just a summer favorites video, because we have more bronzy things. I spoke about these in my July Substack favorites post. I do a free for everybody to read. It's always unlocked. It's never behind a paywall. I do a favorites post at like usually during the last week of every month. So I will put July's one in the description box if you want to go check it out. And I went into depth on this. I did like a little kind of mini video tutorial on how I use it. But I kept seeing these everywhere and I was like, I need to give these a go. The Westman Atelier Sun Tone Bronzing Drops. I use the shade 2. It's like a bronzy gel. You put it on, you panic, you look like David Dickinson, you think, what have I done? But you keep rubbing, either with your fingers, either with a brush, you just keep going. You keep on going. You make sure you're putting it over your ears. You make sure you're kind of getting in your hairline. You make sure you're going down your neck. And then something just switches and you look and you go, oh, okay. Oh, that's it. And you just look and you're like, oh, that is my like sun-kissed reflection looking back at me. Ultimately, I fake tan my body, but obviously I'm cleansing my face every single day, using exfoliating products, all that kind of stuff. So my face loses tan. My face like never really looks naturally tanned. So this is great for kind of either just wearing on its own with a bit of like Glossier stretch, a bit of Estee Lauder Double Wear on any blemishes. It's great for that. It's great to mix with your foundation. It's great to like put this on and then put foundation on top. Like you've got options of how to use it. It's very much like the Drunk Elephant one, but kind of less. I feel like the Drunk Elephant one has a bit of a sparkle to it. This is like no sparkle. There's a pearlescence when you look at it in your hand, but it doesn't transfer on the face at all. I just think you look really glowy and gorgeous and I just feel great when I use that. So that's kind of like the base. And then I bought a powder bronzer. I haven't bought powder bronzer for years, quite honestly, at this point. Like, what was the last one I used? Maybe the Vive one, maybe the Victoria Beckham one. Like, it's been a long time. But this kept coming up on my TikTok algorithm. Yes, I've re-downloaded TikTok, but I'm being very I'm like only using it in moments of desperation. I'm like trying really hard not to just like scroll continuously on it for days. But this kept coming up, and it's the Dior Forever Nude Bronze. This is the shade 20 Medium Matte. I've got the jumbo version, which I think they must have bought out as like a limited edition summer thing. I got it from Selfridges, but they do like a smaller one, normal size. It's 18 grams. That's a lot. I think that's quite a lot of bronzer in there. And I saw this lady and she just had a big old brush, and I think it was this brush, and she was just dusting it all over her face, all over her neck, all over her cheekbones. And I was like, actually, I love my makeup. I love my Makeup by Mario. What's it called? Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer. And I will never say a bad word about that thing. I am obsessed. But, I was like, I feel a bit hot and sweaty and sticky. And in the summer, do I want something that is more like, not matte necessarily, but just a bit more set on my face? And I was like, maybe I do. I just want to try it. Just want to give it a go. So I bought the bronzer, I bought the brush. I think this was the brush that she was using. It's the Hourglass #1 brush, like their powder brush. It's huge, it's so soft. You can kind of just like dust it all over. And that's what I've been doing in here, on the cheek, and then just kind of like all over. And I feel like I'm getting that slightly more set look while still looking very natural. Will I be like dousing myself in this come December? Maybe, because I do like to look a little bit orange year round. But it was something a bit different for me. It's been a long time, and I just am kind of liking how it looks. Another powder. Am I feeling okay? You would have heard me talk about this before. This is the Hakuhodo brush. I got it from eBay. I'll link it down below for you if I can find it. Who is that, like, really? Is it Mary Phillips? That like very fancy, very lovely makeup artist. I think she used this for powder, so I bought it off of her recommendation. It's great. It reminds me of that NARS. NARS used to do one like this, didn't they? And I've been using it with the Kosas Cloud Set in the shade Breezy. I got my nails painted yesterday and they're quite short, so struggled to get that open. I treated myself to a new one of these because my old one, which I'd used for like quite a long time, the packaging had broken. It was really annoying, so I treated myself to a brand new one. It's really nice. If back in the day you liked MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural, who remembers? My gosh, like, it's fitting with the theme, the throwback theme. This almost feels like that. I haven't used that product in years, so I feel like I can't really do like a direct comparison, but it's just very natural. Like, it still allows that like hint of natural sheen to pop through. You're not going to put this on and feel like super matte and super flat. Again, I just felt like, especially in this area, like it's just like here, and a little bit on the forehead. I was like, I don't want to look super shiny in those places. I don't mind a shine on the cheeks. I don't mind a shine down the nose, but like, I don't want to be super shiny on like my T-zone minus my nose. I actually quite like a shiny nose. But like here and here and just there and a little bit there. And so all I've been doing is doing a little dust of that. If ever I look in the mirror and I'm like, whoa, you're kind of veering into like oily, greasy rather than like glowy, dewy. And it works really well for that. I really like it. It is tinted. There's like a slight tint to it, but you're not going to get like coverage from it. So we love 2 powders. Who would have thought it? Don't panic though. We're going back to creams. The Merit Flush Balm. Now I always say this wrong. Lusitano, I think, is how you say it. It is, if we're going to compare it to Beverly Hills, which is my other favourite Flush Balm. Beverly Hills, I'll put some on for you now because I haven't actually got any blush on. Beverly Hills is like pinky peach. This is like peachy orange, more of like a true peach. Let me like put some on for you. So I just kind of do it direct from this. It reminds me of, I'm having a deja vu moment. I've definitely mentioned this to you before because I've said this exact line. It reminds me of the Tarte Amazonian Clay Blush in Tipsy. It gives that just healthy look to the cheeks. And then once you blend it in, you're like, wait, did I even put blusher on? But in the best kind of way. It's really not too intense. But then I come back and I'm like, yeah, I got blusher on. But in a really, in like a chilled out kind of way. I love it. Every time I put it on, I'm like, I'm pleased I wore blush today. It's that kind of, I think sometimes when you go in quite hard with a bronzer, especially in the summer, sometimes I feel the need for a blusher more, if that makes sense. I feel like I need to like add a bit of pink back in, so we're not so like orange and flat orange. It just gives a bit of healthy glow. I really, really like that. So I would rate that. If you like Beverly Hills and that's kind of your more like autumn winter colour, I'd say this colour, Lusitano, that's how you say it, is your like spring summer colour, you know? Is that all of the beauty things? No, we have more beauty things. I'm really in like a beauty, I want to talk about beauty all the time, like very Vivianna does makeup days. I actually lost this when I got back from Greece, and I was like, damn, I must have left this little tool in Santorini somewhere. It is just like hanging out in the hotel bathroom somewhere, but I took it with me. I kind of take it with me most places that I go, and I remembered that I had a backup. So I was like, oh wait, I have like an extra one hanging around. So I found it and was like, I just can't live without this thing. And this is what I thought of when this video was going to be like 10 things I can't live without, because I'm like, I can't live without this. I have probably told you about this at some point, but I feel like it's probably one of those things we've all forgotten about. You know those products that you just have, like my tongue scraper. I'm obsessed with my tongue scraper and I use it every single day. I wouldn't say I use this every single day, but I just love to have it. It's from Elegant Touch. Ignore it because it's got a bit like rusty. So it's kind of gross, ignore that. But on this side, you've got like a cuticle pusher backer tool. And on this side, you've got like a scrapey tool. That sounds gross, but you know when you just sometimes need to like go behind your nail and go, this is what I use. But then sometimes you just need to like push the corner of your cuticle down a bit, boom, boom, boom. Like back when I used to give myself at-home manicures, I would use this every single time. And even though I'm a salon girl these days, I still use this. I still kind of use it between appointments just to like freshen up my nails and get the gunk out. That's a horrible way of putting it. Or just like push a cuticle back. It's great. It cost me like, I don't know, £7 back in the day. And it is just one of those things I just love to have. Is that all the beauty stuff? No, no. There's one new fragrance I want to talk about. I picked this up in a little space in K-Hall. I just love whenever there's a new Maison Margiela fragrance, I have to try it. A lot of them are very me. Like they brought out like a sweet bakery line recently, and I was like, no, I don't think that's for me. I think I've done my like gourmand fragrances. Like I don't think that's my vibe anymore. But they brought out this Never Ending Summer, a refreshing bright orange, Amalfi Coast. I was like, oh, yep, yes, I have to give this a go. So yeah, it's just called Never Ending Summer. And to me, it's giving like CK1, but up a bit. You know what I mean? Like a level up from CK1. CK1 is quite like chill, subtle. This is like a little less subtle than that. It's just like a little lift on CK1. I went when I was at the airport on the way back from Santorini the other day. We like stupidly went down to our gate, and then there wasn't really that much at the gate, but there was like a little perfume section, and me and Mark were just like chilling out, like taking in turns to kind of have a wander. And I had a wander in the perfume section and just smell all my old fragrances. Miss Dior, who remembers that? Paco Rabanne. What were the other ones? Gucci Guilty. I love that fragrance so much. Flower Bomb, Victor & Ralph Flower Bomb. And I was just smelling all these fragrances and I was like, they just remind me of a time. Like they're so evocative of like a moment. And then I smelled CK1 and I was like, out of all of these, CK1 is still my favorite. And it's the cheapest, which is handy. But yeah, this feels like a slightly more elevated, slightly more grown up CK1. If you like that and you like very like chill, summery, light. I usually like the Under the Lemon Tree. That's my favorite summer fragrance from them, but I got it out and realized that Ralph had like dropped it and broken the top of it, and I was like, cool. So I thought this would be a good replacement of that, and it is. Another thing that I used a load on holiday was this from Majuri. This is their traveling jewelry case. I just think it's the perfect size. I mean, it has my initials on it. What's not to love? I love that. But it's a really good size. You kind of can stuff exactly what you need in here. You've got your little hooks at the top to put your necklaces on or bracelets on, and then they kind of sit in here like the pendants. And then you've got a spot to put any like rings or hoops. You can put any studs in here. To be honest with you, I just kind of throw it all in. But I had some pendants in here because I didn't want them to get like all tangled up. But you just can fit a nice amount in it, unless you're like a really big jewelry wearer. Like I took a fair, like how much did I take with me? Like 2 necklaces, a handful of earrings. Like I didn't take a huge amount with me, but I like using jewelry to like add warmth, add texture, like to play in quite a basic wardrobe space like I do. I feel like jewelry really helps with that. So yeah, I kind of just threw it all in here and was like, this is such a good organizer. It's really good when you're away as well, because you know that it's all in one place. You can always just pop this in and out of the, whatchamacallit, the safe in the room. That's it, if you want to. It's all just in one space. And I knew whenever I needed to like jazz up an outfit with an earring, I came into here, and yeah, it's quite small as well. I like that it's not super big, very compact, very easy to pack. Allow me to consult my list. Okay, 3 more things. I've got a few wardrobe bits to talk about, but before we talk about that, I've been doing a Sex and the City rewatch, and it's just so good, guys. It is just so good. If you've never watched it before, it's required reading at this point. It really is. It's just brilliant. I love it so much. If you've got Sky, it's on Sky. I think that's the only, is that Sky also like Now TV? I think that's like the only place we can get it in the UK on like streaming. And it's just the 6 seasons. I am so close to finishing season 6. I will say season 5 was cut short because I think Sarah Jessica Parker was like pregnant when they were shooting it, and you can kind of, it feels rushed. Like season 5, not my fave. The fashion isn't there. It obviously was like all a bit like, whoa, like what are we doing? You can kind of feel that as the viewer. Season 6 hasn't been my favorite so far. I would say my favorite season is season 2. Season 2 is like, season 2, 3, that's like peak Sex and the City, the style, wonderful storylines. Like they just like found their flow. That was like peak Sex and the City for me. I mean, the image of Carrie in like the black tank tight mini dress. She got like a mini Gucci bag, like the big hair, like Carrie with like the big curly hair. Like I genuinely was like, what would I look like with a perm? It just feels, those seasons feel like really summery and fun. It's a great rewatch. If like I watched it like 8 years ago or something. It's been a really long time since I've watched it. And I do watch And Just Like That. I have thoughts and feelings on it, but I really do love watching And Just Like That on a Friday night and then listening to the Who Weekly Patreon Who Pods Like That recap podcast. That is a perfect Friday night for me right there. I mean, obviously you just can't compare that to the original series, but I just think, I don't like Big. I do like Aiden, although I don't like And Just Like That Aiden. I like original Aiden. Big is, oh, I just can't stand Big, but Big and Carrie, I understand it more in the later seasons. I also love Mike's Mike. I feel like I've spoken about this before on here, and he's watching Sex and the City for the first time, and he did such a funny recap of season 1. I can't wait for him to like watch the rest. I'll link that down below for you because that also feels like required reading. But yeah, Sex and the City rewatch, big fave. Let me just find my fashion bits for you. Okay, they're actually both from Arquette. I got both of these gifted when I did an Arquette job back when we went to Mallorca, which was so cool. And some of the things from there have truly like become so integral to my wardrobe, like the little boat neck top. I've worn that loads. But probably my 2 favorite things are this vest top. This doesn't look like much. You see it on the hanger and you're like, sure, it's a vest top. But I feel like a lot of vest tops are racer back, and I think I've realized that racer back just doesn't, like my body shape, my shoulder shape, like my shoulders are quite slopey. I don't have a lot of like structure here. I'm like, I'm quite trap heavy, you know? And it just, I don't know, it's just like not, I never like look and think, wow, I love this vest top. But this vest top, I love that it's like a squared off scoop neck. And I think I've realized that I love a square neck on me. I think where I don't have that square structure here, it kind of works if I have the square structure here, if that makes sense. It just like adds shape to my like kind of body. So I love that it's got that kind of, it's still soft, but there is definitely more of a square shape going on here. It's a really nice length and quite long torsoed, but it's a nice length that feels not cropped, but if you're wearing something that's got an elasticated waistband, it'll cover it slightly, but it's not too long. You don't need to like tuck it in, which I love. And you can wear a bra underneath it quite easily. I do tend to wear one of those like bra pinchers, if you know the ones that I mean, those little kind of like mini straps that like pinch the back of your bra together to make it more of a racer back bra, because otherwise you might see a bit of strap there. I mean, who cares really? You could definitely, who cares about having your bra strap out? But yeah, it just like ticks all the boxes and is, I think I prefer it to my Toe 10 ones, and it's probably like a fifth of the price. So we love that. And then this straw tote, fab, absolutely fab. I took it as hand luggage to Santorini and then like used it to go to the pool, used it to go to the beach. Like you could fit so much in here, so much. Like I could probably fit Ralph in here. Oh, I could fit my whole child in here. And he's tall, you know, like I could easily just carry him around with this. He would, oh my God, he would love that. It's just absolutely gigantic. I was able to like fit everything for the flight, snacks, games, toys, magazines, a million iPads. Like it was so good and really good for the pool as well. This is just what we took to the pool. This is what we took to the beach. I took it out every single day. I love that it hasn't got branding on it. It's just got this simple kind of leather stripe down each side. It's simple, it gets the job done, it looks chic as hell, and it is very, very practical. Okay, I've consulted my list for the final time and I have I've discussed everything. I feel like that was long and rambly, but also really fun. I just didn't want to leave you guys hanging. It had been a while and I was like, let's just check in, do some old school sit downy kind of stuff. I just had a lot that I wanted to show and tell you, quite honestly. Shout down below with any recommendations. As always, I'm all ears. I feel like there's some fun stuff coming up in September as well. It's my birthday month. Like as a Virgo, I unfreeze in September and like renew. So I'm really looking forward to that. Loads of like autumn fashion stuff happening on Substack, if that's more your vibe. Maybe a little meetup is in the works, a meetup or two here or there. So lots of exciting things happening. My 2-year Substack anniversary, like it's all going on. But thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. What are you loving right now? Any of these on your like summer favorites list as well? I would love to hear it, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.